Good morning everyone, welcome back to the second part of our Alton Towers vlog, little mini series. It is Friday morning, just coming up to 9 o'clock, and we're just checking out the premiering. We had a lovely breakfast this morning. It was delicious, absolutely stuffed now for the day, but it was buffet as well, which was even better. Yeah, it was just really nice. We are staying at the Th13teen Premier Inn, which is literally about a 15-20 minute drive from Alton Towers, so I would definitely recommend, if you're visiting Alton Towers, staying at this one. So the park opens at 10, but we're going to head in now and get parked because it was really busy yesterday. Queues were 60 minutes and over, so we're going to try and get in, at least get on one of the big ones, and then just see what we do for the rest of the day. We're planning on staying late as well, and then heading on to another Premier Inn, so I'll bring you along with me and off we go. So we've just parked up, it's about 9:20, and we parked up just behind, further back there on the gravel, so it really is a lottery when you come. There's 2 lanes. We'd say stick to the right because that's where we was yesterday, and we got closer, and we got closer again today, but we were on the gravel, so just think you don't it's a pick of the draw when you arrive, and it doesn't matter what time you come or how far they direct you. So yeah, we've got an even shorter walk than yesterday into the park. Gonna have plenty of time to get in a queue before the park opens at 10. So you can come here and get fast tracks on the day or pre-book them before, but it already says sold out and it's only 9 o'clock. So you don't get paper maps anymore, I think due to COVID, but there's a few of these maps dotted around, and we are heading to Oblivion, heading into X sector. This here is Smiler. Not sure if we'll be doing that one this time, but we're heading to Oblivion. Oh, and I think here is the queue for Smiler. This is the queue for Smiler.
It's a popular one.
Yeah, very. This Smiler was the biggest yesterday, all day. Literally like hour and a half maybe. 2 hours all day. Me and Dad have done that before, and we're really not bothered about doing that one again. There's a bit of a queue, but we're gonna join it for Oblivion. So it's 20 to 10, and we're in the queue already. 20 minutes until the park opens. Are you excited?
Yeah.
What ride do you want to do the most today?
I don't know, maybe like Wicker Man again. I'll do
Wicker Man again, yeah. I want to do Air and 13. It's 10 o'clock and we're opening the queue line. They've been running some carts. This one's moving over here. And we're gonna go on Oblivion. So we've just done Oblivion, as good as I remember, one of my favourites, one of our favourites. Definitely want to try and do that again. if we get a chance. Well, yeah.
20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes in the end when they opened the gates at 10. So yeah, now we're just heading through to 13 and Rita because they're both, we haven't done both of them once yet. And I think we're all gonna do 13 and maybe all of us do Rita. Mum's still deciding. Heading into the dark forest for 13 and Rita. Not sure what one we're gonna do, but we're gonna see. There he goes. Time for 13.
You've only got 1 point.
So we've just done Rita. It was showing when we entered the queue it was 30 minutes, but it actually took over an hour. But still wasn't too bad. The ride itself was actually better than we expected and remembered.
Stay 2 meters apart.
And now we're just on 13. Queue says 60 minutes.
And always
so we'll
stop
see
on a chevron
how long this will take us. This is the journey we've just been on. We've just come from the towers all the way up to Forbidden Valley, and then you can go all the way down to the main entrance as well. I'll check in with you again in a bit because we've done a fair bit but I haven't spoke to you. So we've just stopped at one of the benches, had a little bit of a pit stop. The time is 10 to 4. There was one of the little shows on, it's just finishing now I think. We've done a fair few of the big ones today. We did 13, which was a lot longer queue than it said on the board. I think we got unlucky. It said 30 as we walked on, but it was about an hour and 50 in the end. But that was just as good as we remember it being. We then got the cable car over to Galactica because we wanted to do that again. That was posting a 50-minute time, no it wasn't. It's posted a 70-minute time I think, and then it was actually only 50 minutes, or less than that. It felt about 45, which was really good, and that was just as good. And got a cup of tea and a little snack. So I think we're going to head up to the mine train because we can all do that, and we haven't done that one yet. And then we'll probably decide on another big one, either 13 or Oblivion. Q-tins, as I said earlier, have been very high all day. Wicker Man has been down and closed all day with Jacob asked, and it's closed for the rest of the day. So that has not helped the other queue lines. It's made everything else go up as well, and Rita and 13 are currently down as well. So yeah, just how it is. But there's a lot of things going on this grass bit here. There's some other people have come and set something else up now. So there's lots and lots to do, lots of eating places, lots of food places. And yeah, we'll see where we go next. The Dino Derby has been set up. We saw this over there. Is some dinosaurs, as you can see, coming towards us, going to do a race. They're all holding a flag from a different ride, and they're going to go another race. So we're going to head back this way to go on the runaway mine train. Tip for when you're leaving the park, don't shave the shop till last because there's a big queue. Do your shopping beforehand. And we're heading out. Yeah. We're gonna get our parking ticket and then head out. At least we haven't got a very long walk back to the car. So we're just heading out of the park. Had a brilliant day. Managed to squeeze in. What did we do? I think last time I showed you we did the runaway mine train, which was longer again than the time showed. We then did a quick Oblivion, which was shorter than the time shown, and then we just did 13, which was oh yeah, Mum did treetop adventures while we was on that. So yeah, really good day again. Very tired, legs are aching, but we haven't got 20,000 steps. Mum's just got, but we haven't got far to walk to the car. I'll chat to you again when we're in the car maybe, or when we get to the premiere in next. So it's a week later now, and I've only just had a chance to pick up the camera and end this vlog off. The last time I think I spoke to you was as we was leaving Alton Towers, and I was planning on speaking to you either in the car or when we got to the premiere in, but we had a bit of a nightmare drive home. We left Alton Towers a bit later than we probably would have liked to, but we was just making the most of our time, squeezing in the last few rides. And then on the way home, a main road was closed, so we had to follow the diversion in an area that we did not know at all. I was following it on Google Maps on my phone, and it was taking us down country lanes, and yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. It was getting darker as well, so that didn't help. We also hadn't had any dinner. It's always really hard eating on a theme park day. I personally, and I know that as a family, we don't really like to eat a huge meal during the day. We had the premiere and breakfast in the morning, which was delicious, but then we just sort of snacked all day. We didn't really have a main meal, so getting later and later and we hadn't had any dinner. So we ended up pulling into services to stop and have McDonald's at like gone 10 o'clock at night, which was so unusual for us as a family to do. But when you're on holiday, routine and everything just goes out the window. You don't even care when you're on holiday. So we had that, and then by the time we got to the premiere inn, which was one that is closer to a grandma's house, we were just so tired and we needed a shower and we just wanted to get to bed. So that's why I'm just ending this video now and just giving a roundup of sort of our few days at Alton Towers. The second premiere inn we stayed at for 2 nights wasn't as fresh and as updated as the Detoxiter one. It was in an area that is a quieter and a smaller area just off the M1, and which means it isn't as busy, and the fact that it's been closed for the year or however long it's been closed for because of COVID just made it that it wasn't as fresh and updated. It didn't have an aircon unit, which made it really hot. The temperature on the wall just kept going up and up through the night. The telly was a lot smaller, not that that made any difference, and the bathroom needed an update as well, but it was a bed to sleep in for the night and it was clean and everything, so that was all okay. The Friday night is when we left Alton Towers. Then the Saturday we had a lovely day at Grandma's house, seeing everybody. And then the Sunday morning we just woke up and left the premiere inn and did the drive home. We managed to stop off for McDonald's for breakfast on the way home. We just about caught that before it cut off for lunch. But yeah, really lovely few days away. Just a couple of tips and things that I've thought of or having come back and reflected, made a few notes. After coming back from Alton Towers, get the app on your phone because it was really brilliant. We used it for a map because Alton Towers is quite a big park, to be able to get across and know where you're going. We have been a couple of times, so we did remember the way to rides, but if you are new then there's no paper maps, so to have that on your phone or have that on someone's phone would be a really good thing. We also used it for ride times. Because of it being a really big park, obviously you want to maximise and make the most out of your time, so the walk to rides from one side of the park to the other side of the park is quite long, so you want to go to rides that are closer to you, and yeah, just try and work your way out that way. The queue times are obviously on there, like I said. We found don't always trust them, especially at busier times. Some rides were more than it said on the app, some rides were less than it showed. It must be so hard to work out how long the queues are to a ride. It must be such an impossible hard job to do. So just take them as you see them, because they aren't always that accurate. With it being a big park, use the quieter quieter pathways to avoid crowds. We used the one on the first day in my other video down through, I think it was like the Gloomy Woods or something, which cut through up to Forbidden Valley where Galactica was, so make use of those paths. There's gardens in Alton Towers which are really beautiful, and if you've got time to be able to look around them. I think there might be some cut throughs, but I'm not sure. Me and Alex, when we went in 2019, had a look around them, but we just didn't get a chance round to it this time. Or there is what we like to call the Skyliner, the cable car that has 3 stops around Alton Towers, which is another really good benefit to this park. It's a ride in itself. That's a really fun way to get across the park as well. So another thing we found was that in the mornings, or if you're entering the parks in the mornings, the toilets at the entrance of the park were really busy. They had a really long queue. So what we did was we decided what ride we wanted to go on first, or head towards at least that area, and headed there, and then found a toilet near that area. So on Thursday we knew we wanted to go to Wicker Man, so we headed in that direction, and then we found a toilet which was like in the Mutiny Bay area, which was a lot quieter. So if you need to go when you obviously have done a journey to get to the park, then maybe avoid the toilets that are near the entrance. There are hotels on site. We obviously stayed in the Premier Inns, but and the hotels, we looked up the hotels, but they are obviously of a bit more higher price, because you're getting the added benefit of staying obviously really close to Alton Towers. They do look really amazing. We've watched vlogs and looked them up before, and we've said that it would be good to stay at the Alton Towers Hotel in the future, but we stayed at the Uttoxeter Premier Inn, which was literally a 15-20 minute drive away, so I would definitely recommend staying there. It was basically all families that are going to Alton Towers, so it's definitely a good Premier Inn to stay at if you're going to Alton Towers. Another last tip that I've point that I've wrote down in my book is that I took a reading book. The current reading book that I was reading, I put it in my backpack, and it was the best thing that I did. We were sort of tracking the queues the week coming up to it, being summer holidays. We knew it was going to be busy. So I put my book in my bag, and it was such a good thing. It passed the time in the queues really well. I got quite a bit of my book read as well, so that's definitely something that I would recommend. If you're also a reading lover and you've got room in your backpack or your bag, then put your book in, and it will definitely pass the time in the queues. So I think that's all I wanted to say. Alton Towers is my favourite UK theme park. It's just a shame that it is quite a journey for us to do, so we don't obviously go there very often. Galactica is my favourite ride, if not my all-time favourite ride. I just love it. The feeling of you flying is such a smooth ride that's just, yeah, I just love it. That, and also 13 I also love as well. But yeah, we had a brilliant few days, so I think I'm going to end this video here. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and day one, my other Alton Towers video, I will link it down below, maybe put on the screen if you've not already watched that. That was day one. But yeah, we had a really brilliant few days. Despite it being quite busy, we still got all what we wanted to do done and had a lovely time away. So thank you so much for watching if you've made it this far. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been okay. Let me know still what you want to see from UK theme parks. Not really got any plans for the future at the minute, but any tips would be hugely grateful. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon.